Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said his 10-month-old government had restored India's global credibility in terms of its politics, governance and economy, replacing the policy paralysis during the UPA regime with dynamism. In an exclusive interview to Hindustan Times on the eve of the first anniversary of the BJP-led NDA government, the Prime Minister said, "Now the faith has been restored. There is space in governance, economic progress and global pride." He said, I quote, "Global institutions like the IMF, the OECD and others are predicting even better growth potential in the coming months and years. India is thus back on the global radar." The Prime Minister in his first interview after assuming office said the government's achievements have to be seen with reference to the past, adding that unlike the policy paralysis in the past, instead there is dynamism. Outlining the achievements of his government, he said, I quote, "We have taken a series of measures which have restored faith in our capacity to deliver with transparency, efficiency and speed. We are looking at the interests of the poor of the country and their empowerment." He further added, "Good governance with good intentions is the hallmark of our government. Implementation with integrity is our core passion." PM Narendra Modi has said the conclusion of the coal and spectrum auctions have established that transparency was possible if there was political will, while the distribution of the LPG subsidy through direct bank transfers was an example of the government's strategy to help the poor. The direction of his government, the Prime Minister said, was reflected in this year's budget, a futuristic plan for the railways and the pooling of gas for stranded power plants, as well as for fertilizer ones, all of which underscored a firm commitment towards a prosperous and powerful India. On Indo-Pak relations, he said, "India is open to dialogue with Pakistan on all outstanding issues, but in an environment free from terrorism and violence." The Prime Minister also said that peace can only thrive when the climate is right. The Shimla Agreement and Lahore Declaration have to be the basis for going forward. In the interview, the Prime Minister elaborated on the government's priorities, vision and mode of functioning. Bureau Report, DD News.
Rating agency Moody's today changed India's outlook to positive from stable, saying that the government is taking steps to improve the economy. It added that a rating upgrade could follow in about 12 to 18 months' time. The US-based agency said in a statement that India has grown faster than similarly rated peers due to favorable demographics, economic diversity, high savings and investment rates. The government has said that this has reinforced the growing confidence in the Indian economy.
Positive news from the Indian economic point of view. Rating agency Moody's changed India's outlook to positive from stable, saying that the government is taking steps to improve the economic strength and stressed that a rating upgrade could follow in about 12 to 18 months' time. The US-based agency said in a statement that India has grown faster than similarly rated peers due to favorable demographics, economic diversity and high savings and investments rates. There is an increasing probability that actions by policymakers will enhance the country's economic strength and in turn the sovereign's financial strength over the coming years. Besides, relatively benign global commodity prices and liquidity conditions will keep India's growth higher. The rating agency, however, said that current inflationary and balance of payments pressures and an uncertain regulatory environment have led to volatility in growth and exposed India to financial shocks, thereby constraining its credit profile. Moody's current rating on India is Baa3, which is below investment grade. Reacting to this, Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley tweeted that Moody's has changed rating outlook to positive from stable and affirms Baa3 rating. The upgrading in outlook is significant, but we have to do more. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Finance Jayant Sinha said that Moody's rating upgrade reaffirms faith in Indian economy.
Macroeconomic situation over the last 10 months or so while we've been in office has improved dramatically, as we would all agree. Obviously due to the actions that we have taken as far as fiscal policy is concerned, as far as reforms are concerned. Those macroeconomic factors now are very much in our favor, and now what we have to work on is to ensure that sector by sector, industry by industry, growth picks up so that the benefits follow through to consumers and to our businesses as well.
Government also clarified concerns in the report regarding the situation pertaining to inflation, infrastructure and fiscal situation. Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramanian said that government will meet the inflation targets and policies are in place, and the implementation of these policies will better the fiscal situation.
Inflation, our assessment still is that the end year target of 6 will be easily met, and there's going to be room for that target will be surpassed, and the forecast is very much for us, as we said in the survey, between 5 and 5.5%. Second, on infrastructure, I think now it's a matter of implementation, right? And the railways has an ambitious program, roads have an ambitious program, so that's a matter of implementation. And the third thing, fiscal situation. I mean, let's see. Now it's going to also be determined by the policies that have been put in place in the budget, and now it will depend also upon how the economy performs and how tax revenues perform and so on. So
Moody's India outlook comes amidst government pitching to rating agencies to improve India's credit rating, citing reforms. Business Desk, DD News.